Grass type is known for being one of the worst types in Pokemon, having a total of 5 weaknesses, most of which are commonly found, while also not having a great base stat total overall. However, today we're going to play one of the best remakes as we're tackling Pokémon Omega Ruby with only grass type Pokemon using Hardcore Nuzlocke Rules shown on screen. These are the Pokemon available during the run, as there are a total of 8 Pokemon, with the low tide line being Alpha Sapphire exclusive, which makes this run so much harder. With that out of the way, let's hop right into the Hoenn region. We start our journey on our Game Boy, and that sure brings back memories. But we're in the back of a moving truck? What kind of parent stashes their kid in the back of a moving truck anyway? I'm sure there's space in the front. Anyway, we hit the ground running because as soon as we get settled and meet the neighbors, we find the professor being attacked by a Poochyena. And you'd figure as a professor he would know all there would be to know about Poochyenas and other wild Pokemon, but since he doesn't, we have to help him out, and of course, we pick the water type Trico.
Trico!
So is it a water type?
No, Ash, it's a grass type.
Afterwards, we get the opportunity to name it Birch, and you can guess the naming scheme in the comments below. It has a careful nature, which is plus special defense, and minus special attack, which is one of the worst natures we could get. After a quick battle with May, we get some Pokeballs and the Pokedex, and the run has officially begun. En route 102, we get our first encounter, a Seedot, which took forever because of its 5% rate, but we catch it and name her Oak, which is fitting because, you know, the acorn Pokemon. While traveling through the Petalburg woods, we found our second encounter, a Shroomish, that we catch and name Elm, who has the amazing Poison Heal ability. After a bit of a hold up, we made it into Rustboro City, where we immediately challenged the gym leader, Roxanne, who uses rock type Pokemon. You don't have to be a rocket surgeon or a brain scientist to figure out how this went. Geodude went down in 2 hits due to its sturdy ability, plus a potion heal from Roxanne. Her ace, Nosepass, is up next, and at this point I realized I didn't change the battle style to set, but I fixed it after this battle. Mega Drain does around half damage and a Rock Tomb misses, after which we get in another Mega Drain and Rock Tomb hits and lowers our speed. Mega Drain finally finishes off Nosepass, winning us the match and our first gym badge. After saving Pico from a Team Magma grunt, we talk to Mr. Stone, CEO of a company that basically developed the equivalent of a smartphone, who gives us a letter to deliver. You see what's wrong with this picture? Anyway, to make it to Dewford Town, we hit up Mr. Briny, who gives us a ride in his speedboat. We made a land in Dewford Town, and the first thing we do is to hit up the gym to get some gains and the gym badge. While battling, Birch hit his core set and evolved into a Grovyle, as well as Oak, who evolved into the progenitor himself, Nuzleaf, who becomes a dark type and immediately gets benched for this match. What I like about Brawly's gym is that you can hit your reps and battle your mons at the same time. The battle starts with Brawly sending out Machop as we send out Elm, who kicks things off with a Stun Spore to cut Machop's speed in half. It gets paralyzed the same turn, and we hit it with a Leech Seed to get constant recovery and to make the switch easier. Elm is swapped out into Birch as we get a free turn thanks to Paralyze and hit it with a quick attack as a Karate Chop does heavy damage, leaving us at half as we get some recovery via Leech. Mega Drain is enough to take out Machop, after which Makuhita is sent out as we switch to Elm, who takes big damage due to knockoff as Makuhita dodges a Stun Spore and hits us with a Sand Attack, lowering our accuracy. We get off a Leech Seed for recovery as Makuhita sets up a Bulk Up. Now that we are fully set up, we swap to Birch on the free paralysis turn and hit a Mega Drain, which leaves it in the yellow. And Leech Seed gets it into the red as Knockoff does heavy damage. Brawly heals with a Super Potion, after which we get off 2 Mega Drain as Makuhita hits an Arm Thrust, and a Leech Seed damage leaves it with a Sliver as a quick attack finishes off Makuhita, winning us our second gym badge. Afterwards, we head to the Granite Cave where Steven tells us a story about a mural and we deliver the letter to him. With our business finished in Dewford Town, we sail east to Slateport City as we deliver the parts to Captain Stern, beat 2 Magma grunts, after which Maxie proceeds to lecture us about the expansion of land and advancement of humanity, and then leaves us with a warning. Quick note, I forgot, but I caught an Oddish on Route 110 which I named Rafflesia. After the Slateport City shenanigans, we run into May for the infamous Route 110 rival battle. With our Monograss team and our Combuskin, this is going to be a challenge. She starts with Wilmer and we send out Rafflesia to commence the setup, but it's faster and hits us with a Whirlpool as we put it to rest with Sleep Powder. We get some recovery back with Mega Drain, which leaves it below half, but it wakes up and hits us with a Water Gun, after which a second Mega Drain takes it out. Next is Combuskin, and luckily it only goes to Sand Attack and a Flame Charge that we survive and recover our HP using an Oran Berry, but a Sleep Powder misses. By some miracle, we survive a peck on 1 HP and this time the Sleep Powder connects. We immediately switch to Elm and use Leech Seed on Combuskin, after which it wakes up and hits us with a crit double kick, but an Oran Berry restores our HP. Headbutt and Leech Seed does minimal damage, after which a peck leaves us with just 5 HP, and after some Leech Seed recovery, we swap to Oak to whittle it down. 2 pecks leave us below half, but we get recovery via the Oran Berry and Razor Leaf does pitiful damage. However, Leech Seed comes in clutch, knocking out Combuskin. Her final Pokemon is Shroomish and Thief nearly does a half, but a Headbutt leaves us at 22 HP. Not wanting to risk a crit, we switch to Burst and take it out in 2 Fury Cutter, defeating May, and honestly, I didn't think it would go as smoothly as it did. After our battle, Rafflesia evolved into a Gloom. We make it to Marvel City where Wally Sour Boy challenges us to a battle, but it was a breeze. Maybe next time, Wallace. Really?
You suck!
With that out of the way, we challenge Watson, leader of the Marvel Gym, and his electric types. Normally, you'd think with half a team of steel types, this would be hopeless, but thankfully we can purchase the Power Punch TM at the Pokemart that we instantly slap onto Birch, who takes out Magnemite in 2 hits, but recovered from the paralysis via a Cherry Berry. Magneton is sent out next, and even at +2 attack, Power Punch only does a half, after which Magneton uses Supersonic, which could be deadly now that we're at +3 attack. However, we break through the confusion and make it out with a +3 super effective Power Punch. Voltorb is his final Pokemon, and I decide to do something really stupid in hindsight. I swapped out Birch, losing the +4 attack we had for Rafflesia as it gets off 2 charge before a Sleep Powder misses, as Voltorb keeps charging up power like an iPhone. Our next Sleep Powder misses, and on the following turn we finally hit a Sleep Powder, and I switched to Birch as I began to use Power Punch. Like I said, it was a really dumb play in hindsight. I must have been half asleep or something. Anyway, after getting +2 and Voltorb in the yellow, Watson uses a Super Potion as 2 quick attack, finish off Voltorb, winning us the match. That battle took a lot longer than it should, but anyway, we get our 3rd gym badge. Afterwards, we make a quick stop to Route 118 and catch a Roselia that we had forgotten about earlier and name her Juniper. After beating a Girl Scout with her discount Pikachu and Ladybug, Elm evolved into a Breloom, giving us some extra manpower. On our way to Fall River Town, we make a pit stop at this old lady's house who keeps on insisting that we stay. Sorry lady, the plow never stops and neither do I. We finally make it to Fall River Town, where the first thing we have to do is rescue a scientist who studies meteors. But isn't a meteorologist? Yeah, you tell me. English is a weird language. Anyway, we make it to Meteor Falls and clear out Team Magma in a double battle with me, but afterwards they jack the professor and make off with the meteorite, with Team Aqua giving chase. The professor is fine, but we have to go after Team Magma, so off to Mount Chimney it is, where we face off against Maxie for the first time, which is pretty scary for our Monograss team. He starts off with Mightyena and we hit a Power Punch to start boosting our attack, but then Mightyena goes to a Swagger, but we heal the confusion with a Persianberg. So now we're at +3 attack, and after 2 more Power Punch, Mightyena goes down with us at +5 attack. Camerupt is sent out next, and normally this would be a disaster, but we taught Birch the Dig TM that we got in Fall River Town just for this situation, and after dodging a Lava Plume, a +5 super effective Dig knocks out Camerupt. We're not out of the woods yet, as his last Pokemon is Golbat, but a +5 Rock Tomb is enough to take out Golbat, thus beating Maxie. After that hotness, Our next objective is the Lava Ridge Gym, where we have to face Flannery, the Fire-type gym leader, which is going to be our hardest yet. And I apologize for this, guys, as I'm writing the script now, but I realized that the entire battle wasn't recorded at all, which I'm kicking myself for right now, but the battle is pretty fresh in my mind, so I'll give you a quick rundown of the strategy. So our first Pokemon is Magma, so Rafflesia uses Sleep Powder and we switch to Birch. We also need a little luck and hope as Magma stays asleep. It does, and we get off 2 Sword Dance before it wakes up and uses Light Screen. We go use Dig and dodge an Overheat and knock out Magma. Her Tokorol is sent out and we go for a Dig, which gets it to about a quarter and dodge another Overheat. The second turn it uses Sunny Day and a second Dig takes it out. Her last Pokemon is Numel and a final Dig is enough to take it out, winning us our 4th gym badge. I forgot to mention that along the way we got a root fossil in the desert that we revived into a Lileep and named Kukui, as well as catching a Capnia that we named Sycamore. Wasting no time at all, we beeline it back to Petalburg City, where we take up our pent-up aggression about being in the back of that moving truck against our father. He uses normal types, so Elm is perfect for this. The battle starts with his Slacking uses Leon, as a low sweep does more than half. We can't risk Elm falling asleep, so we switch to Rafflesia on Slacking's truant turn. It uses Leon again as we get off a Sleep Powder, so we can safely switch back to Elm. Slacking remains asleep, so we take the opportunity to get off a Swords Dance, and I made a potentially bad play as I got greedy and used another Swords Dance, but we timed it perfectly and got to +6 attack as Slacking woke up on its truant turn. After that, it was a pretty easy sweep as a priority Mach Punch takes it out. His Vigoroth stood no chance at all, as well as his second Slacking, winning us an easy 5th gym badge. With our grudges settled, we head out as Wally's father gives us the Surf HM, which we have no one to use it on, but with this we can make it to Eastern Hoenn, where we run into Steven the first thing on Route 118. Then Latias pulls up and asks for our help, so we hop on and jet over to the Southern Islands to kick Team Magma off the island as they wanted Latios. We also run into Team Magma at the Weather Institute, where they said they wanted something about some research. Look bro, if you wanted research, just go on Google or a library. While battling the grunts, Sycamore evolved into a Cacturne. After beating Tabitha and clearing out the Institute, we get a cast form for our efforts, but we have no space, so later. After all that nonsense, we find a leaf stone that we use to evolve Rafflesia into a Vileplume. We also run into May, who challenges us, but it was a quick battle, as after we set up a Swords Dance, Birch takes on Wilma with a Leaf Blade, Combusking with a Dig, and our Shroomish goes down to 2 Leaf Blade. With all that behind us, our biggest challenge is right ahead of us, Winona, the leader of the 4-3 gym who uses Flying types. Swallow is our first Pokemon, so we lead with Rafflesia, who after getting hit by an Aerial Ace, puts Swallow to sleep with Sleep Powder. We switch to Kukui, who's the only one that's resistant to flying moves and hopes that Swallow stays asleep, and it does, after which a critical hit Ancient Power takes it out. I was hoping for the Omni boost, but a crit is good too. Skarmory is our next Pokemon, and after getting hit with a strong Steel Wing, we use Smackdown to rid Skarmory of its Flying type and switch back to Rafflesia as Skarmory uses a Steel Wing. After which, Sleep Powder puts Skarmory to sleep, and we get a clean switch into Birch as Skarmory stays asleep and we manage to set up 2 Swords Dance. Then Skarmory wakes up and uses Sand Attack, so Birch uses Dig in retaliation, and after dodging an Aerial Ace, a +4 super effective Dig takes out Skarmory. Pelipper is sent out and it lives on a sliver after a Rock Tomb, then hits back hard with an Aerial Ace. But Winona heals it, so afterwards 2 Rock Tomb is enough to take out Pelipper. Her final Pokemon is Altaria, and Rock Tomb leaves it in the red, after which it sets up a Cotton Guard, boosting its defense. Another Rock Tomb misses and Altaria uses Roost, which heals it, and now in hindsight I realize that it lost its Flying typing, so now Rock Tomb doesn't do nearly as much as it uses Roost again. So we hit back with Rock Tomb, dropping its speed. Right now it's a battle of attrition as Altaria keeps using Roost and we keep using Rock Tomb. But Altaria breaks the streak and hits us with a Dragon Breath, which leaves us at 15 HP, so we have to switch and send out our best shot, Kukui. After a Dragon Breath, which does little damage, Smackdown does even less as it goes for Roost again. We use Ancient Power, which does way more damage, and after tanking an Earthquake, another Ancient Power takes out Altaria, winning us the match on our 6th gym badge. That battle wasn't as hard as I expected it to be, but towards the end it got drawn out and really annoying. While on our way to Lily Cove City, after beating a Pokemon Vanessa, Birch finally evolves into a Sceptile. We track down Team Magma to Mount Pyre, but it's too late as he's already got the red orb and escaped to Slateport City. Afterwards, we decide to fill out the rest of our encounters by catching a Tropius on Route 120 that we named Rowan. Hot on the trail of Team Magma, we make it to Slateport City where we catch Captain Stern in the middle of an interview. But they use that opportunity to hit the most devious lick on the submarine and then just dipped. With nothing much left to do, we tap some loose ends on this side by getting the shiny stone that we use to evolve Juniper into a powerful Roserade. But in the words of Uncle, we left out
one more thing,
which was May, who was waiting for us near the department. The battle was relatively quick as Kukui took out her Swallow with a single Ancient Power, and her Wailord with a Giga Drain. Rafflesia killed Breloom with Acid, and Blaziken went down to a few brand from Kukui. Honestly, it's really been pulling its weight for the majority of its run, which has paid off as it evolved into a Cradily after the battle is over. But we're not quite done yet as we have to clear out the Magma base to progress with the story. And I can't be the only one who realizes that if the evil team wasn't in the protagonist's way as much, they probably would have succeeded. Anyway, a group of grunts tried to jump us, but
None of you seem to understand. I'm not locked in here with you.
That's it! You're locked in here with me!
we finally get to the sub, but Admin Courtney is here to stall us. And I can't be the only one who thinks she isn't playing with a full deck of cards, if you catch my drift. We beat her, but she accomplished our mission and they got away. While writing the script, I realized that this played out almost like that Pokemon Generations episode. You know the one. Anyway, with nothing left here, we head eastward to Moss Deep City, the location of our next gym battle against the twin leaders, Tate and Liza, who use Psychic-type Pokemon. But I can't be the only one who first off thought they were both girls and second couldn't tell which was Tate from Liza. But this was Gen 3, so I guess it's okay. Their team was heavily nerfed from their Emerald counterpart, so it's just Solrock and Lunatone. So we send out Birch and Sycamore for its debut gym battle. Birch hits Solrock with a Leaf Blade, which brings it below half. Solrock goes for a Rock Slide, which does big damage to us. Lunatone uses Light Screen and Sycamore gets swinged from the Rock Slide. Another Leaf Blade from Birch KOs Solrock and Sycamore hits the Feint Attack this time, which leaves Lunatone below half, who then uses Calm Mind, but it's ultimately useless as it goes down to another Leaf Blade, winning us the battle and our 7th gym badge. As we step outside the gym, now that we can use Dive, we finally make it to the seafloor cavern to face Maxie, where as usual, the bad guy starts monologuing. We have to put a stop to this so our final battle commences. Just like last time, we start out with Mightyena, so we respond with Elm and quickly KO it with a Sky Uppercut. Weezing is up next, so we switch to Kukui, who takes a double hit and tanks a powerful explosion, and even though it's rock type resist, we still take a lot of damage. Crobat is sent out and hits us with Acrobatics, which leaves us with just 8 HP, and a crit Ancient Power leaves Crobat on a sliver. We can't take another hit, so we switch to Birch, who takes an Acrobatics with just 5 HP, which has me sweating at this point. So we use our trump card, Mega Evolution, which is allowed for opponents who Mega Evolve as well. Dual Chop takes out Crobat, and his final Pokemon, Camerupt, is sent out and Mega Evolves as well. Earthquake only does about 3/4 as I was prepared to lose Birch, but Camerupt uses Takedown, which luckily misses, so we jump on this chance and take out Camerupt with another Earthquake, defeating Maxie once and for all. But as one might expect, releasing a super ancient Pokemon isn't without consequence. So now all of Hoenn is drying up and it's up to an 11-year-old to save the world. Am I the only one disappointed to realize that Groudon was smaller than I thought it was? Anyway, This is one battle we can't flee from, so we have to Mega Evolve in response to its primal reversion. Earthquake does about a third of our health, and Precipice Blades leaves us at less than half. We use another Earthquake which leaves it in the yellow, but Groudon uses Rest. Realizing that this may be our only chance, we set up with 2 Swords Dance, after which a single Earthquake is enough to get the job done, and so the crisis is over. Now it's time for the final gym battle against Wallace. No, not our boy Wallace, but rather the leader of the Suitopolis gym. We start with Love Disc and we send out Juniper for its debut gym battle. A single magical leaf is enough to KO Love Disc as Milotic is sent out next. A Giga Drain leaves Milotic with less than half HP as it uses Ice Beam, which leaves Juniper with less than half as well, but another Giga Drain gets the job done and gets us some recovery. Whiscash is his next Pokemon, but at times for a super effective Giga Drain KOs Whiscash and gets us back to full HP. Celio is his next Pokemon, but a magical leaf takes care of it. His final Pokemon is Seaking, which gets the same treatment, which results in an anticlimactic final gym badge. With all 8 badges, it's now time to head to the Pokemon League. But first we have to traverse Victory Road, where we encounter our boy Wallace, as he's traveled the region just like us and is ready to challenge us on equal footing. His first Pokemon is Altaria, but Juniper takes it out with a Dazzling Gleam and a Venoshock. Magneton is his next Pokemon, so I switch to Birch and tank a Flash Cannon before breaking it sturdy with Dual Chop. Another Flash Cannon leaves us at 42 HP and drops our special defense, but an Earthquake is enough to take it out. He sends out Delcatty, so we Mega Evolve and 2 Leaf Blade later, Delcatty goes down. Roselia is his next Pokemon, but we miss a Dual Chop and Playtel Blizzard does little damage to us. We can't risk losing Birch, so we swap into Juniper and start setting up growth for the Gallade in the back. After 2 setup, Roselia goes down to a Venoshock. His final Pokemon is Gallade, which Mega Evolves, but even then, it was no match against a Dazzling Gleam, defeating Wally once and for all. After all this, our final challenge is here, the Elite Four. Our first match is against Sydney, the Dark-type user. He starts with an Intimidate Mightyena, but Juniper is a special attacker, so no loss there as a single Dazzling Gleam knocks it out. Shiftry is up next and it goes for a priority fake out which flinches us, but on the next turn, Shiftry goes down to another Dazzling Gleam. Absol gets the same treatment and his Sharpedo is turned into Fishly with a Giga Drain. His last Pokemon is Cacturne, which goes back to the desert with a single Venoshock, winning us our first Elite Four battle. Up next is the Ghost-type user Phoebe. She starts the battle with Dusclops and we decide to use Sycamore for this battle. Dark Pulse leaves it with a Sliver and we get hit with a Confuse Ray. Phoebe uses a Full Restore, but we break through the confusion twice, take out Dusclops with a Feint Attack. Dusknoir is next and Sycamore snaps out of confusion and hits a Dark Pulse which does big damage. An Ice Punch from Dusknoir leaves us at less than half HP as a Feint Attack finishes off Dusknoir. Sableye is our next Pokemon, so we swap to Juniper and take a priority fake out before KOing Sableye with a super effective Dazzling Gleam. Bayonet is next and a Giga Drain leaves it in the red, but it uses Psychic which hits us heavy as Phoebe uses a Full Restore. After this, a Venoshock and a Giga Drain is enough to deal with Bayonet. Her last Pokemon, another Bayonet, is sent out and we bring it into KO range with Venoshock as it uses Feint Attack, but even with a crit it doesn't do much, after which a Giga Drain knocks out Bayonet, winning us our second Elite Four battle. Our next Elite Four battle is against the Snow Queen herself, Glacia. Her first Pokemon is a Glalie, so we sent out Elm who KOs it quickly with a Sky Uppercut. Frostlass is up next and it outspeeds us and hits us with a Confuse Ray, but we break through and hit a Stone Edge which takes out Frostlass. Her second Frostlass is next and it uses Hail, but by some miracle, we hit a Stone Edge to KO Frost. Walrein is our next Pokemon, but Elm is too frail, so I swap into Kukui who takes big damage from a Blizzard. I still need Kukui at this point, so we have to swap into Rafflesia who gets knocked out, which is a sad loss for us. We send Elm back out who quickly avenges Rafflesia with a Sky Uppercut. Her final Pokemon is Glalie that uses Protect, but on the second turn, another Sky Uppercut takes out Glalie, winning us our third Elite Four battle. Our next challenge is the final Elite Four member, Drake the Dragon Master. And with the Dragon types resisting Grass types, plus their powerful moves, this is going to be really tough. His first Pokemon is Altaria, so Juniper starts the battle with a strong Dazzling Gleam, but it survives in the yellow and gets off a Cotton Guard, boosting its defense. And knowing that Drake is gonna heal, we take the chance to set up a growth, after which a Dazzling Gleam is enough to knock out Altaria. The rest of his team is an easy sweep thanks to Juniper's high special attack stat, as Kingdra, Flygon, Salamence and his second Flygon all go down to a single Dazzling Gleam each, winning us our final Elite Four battle. I thought this was going to be a lot harder, but Juniper has really been pulling her weight here. This is it, folks. The culmination of our journey, starting in Littleroot Town all the way up to this point. Only one more challenge stands between us and completing this run. The champion, Steven, with his Steel Resolve and Pokemon. We don't hesitate for even a moment and run headfirst into our final battle. His first Pokemon is Skarmory, so we respond with Kukui, who takes a Steel Wing before setting up a Swords Dance. We dodge a Toxic and hit Skarmory with a Smackdown, removing Skarmory's Flying typing. After getting hit by a Toxic, an Earthquake is enough to knock out Skarmory. Aggron is sent out next, but it outspeeds and knocks out Kukui with a strong Iron Tail. Elm is sent out next, but due to Sturdy being broken, a Sky Uppercut is enough to send Aggron back to the scrap heap. Cradily is up next, but it survives a Sky Uppercut and hits us with a Confuse Ray. Steven heals Cradily, and Elm hurts itself in confusion. On the second turn, we break through the confusion and get a priority Mach Punch, after which we get hit with a Soul Bomb. It poisons us, but it's a owner reverse as it activates its Poison Heal ability. Elm snaps out of confusion and manages to take out Cradily with a Sky Uppercut. Claydol is his next Pokemon, and it manages to survive a Seed Bomb in the red as it sets up a Reflect. Steven heals again, and this time Seed Bomb does far less damage than before. We need a special attacker, so we switch to Sycamore, which came at the perfect time as Claydol used Extra Sensory that Sycamore is immune to, after which a Dark Pulse is enough to knock out Claydol. Armaldo, a heavy hitter, is up next, so we decide to swap into Elm once again to serve as a sack, but being the absolute chad it is, it survives an X-Scissor on just 1 HP. Reflex wears off and a Sky Uppercut does less than half, after which we lose Elm to an X-Scissor. You did really good out there, Elm. You take a good rest. Juniper leads the charge and sets it off with a Giga Drain that Armaldo survives with a Sliver. X-Scissor does big damage, after which another Giga Drain gets the job done. His final Pokemon, the big bad Metagross, is sent out and evolves into its beastly mega form. We use Grass Knot to chip off as much HP as possible, as I know Juniper won't survive one hit from this thing. And as expected, a single Zen Headbutt from Metagross tears Juniper to shreds. Sycamore is sent out in an attempt to shave off more HP, but a devastating Giga Impact sends it right where it came from. We're down to our last Pokemon, but this could be an opportunity in disguise. Birch is sent out and we Mega Evolve as well and set up a Swords Dance, as we know Metagross won't be able to move this turn. On its second turn, we outspeed and the attack boost from Swords Dance was just enough to take out Metagross with an Earthquake, defeating the champion and winning us the run. And that's the story of how I was able to beat an Omega Ruby Hardcore Nuzlocke using only Grass types. I know it feels like I'm inconsistent, but really I have a lot on my plate, but I try to push out these videos as soon as I can, but sadly for the next few months I'm afraid I won't be around due to a new job, but I'll try my best to see if I can get out any videos within that time. If you like my content and want to see more, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe and comment down below on what other runs you want to see next. This has been Ace Trainer Daryx, and remember to always play your hits like an Ace Trainer.